All right, here they go, here they go. I went into the store just to get some bread and come back out and look at them. Look at them, look at them, look at them. And look, see? What I just said, SUV. So they show them up. I should tell you how they hack into my phone and listen to whenever I'm doing a video or having a conversation on the phone, right? I have to show you that. I was just saying the SUVs, right? And look what happened. They showed up with the SUVs, right? Oh man, I want you guys to understand now. They're gonna upstairs leave. Trying to use them again. Yo, what's going on, bro? How's the fam? How's the fam, man? Listen,
How you feeling, man?
yeah, I was just talking. I said to myself, you know, for decades we see the Jews. They have the command center vehicles. They have the SUVs, right? They've had this stuff for decades, right? Now, when black people try to organize shit like that, they're fighting against us. Talk about this racism, right? And what do? Right? We fall back. But they can have these things for decades. I was talking about the Crown Heights riot. Remember what happened? The little kid got by the Jews that struck the little kid?
They ran him over on the car.
Left him there to die.
Absolutely.
Right?
And took the rabbi to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And why? Because they were operating vehicles with the lights, police lights and sirens, and they can get away with this shit, right?
And the police allow that shit. The city allow that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See,
some dudes are deputized.
Listen, many people don't understand. Remember, when I was in high school going to Wingate, the 71st precinct, they used to have us line up on the wall every single day we leave from school, searching our book bags.
73rd with me.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was the 73rd too. You know what I'm saying?
73rd with me.
And, you know, running over their vehicles. I remember one summer we were outside and they ran over their vehicle, police vehicle, on a pregnant teenager on her foot. Right? So, you know, I'm online, I talk about this shit. You know, you have these white racist motherfuckers talk about, oh, that didn't happen. Even the Jewish guys talk about, oh, that didn't happen. It did happen, motherfucker. I lived it. We experienced the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So how come, I keep saying everybody like this, how come you don't see black police officers pulling over young Jewish kids and searching them? Or even white kids and searching them?
They don't do it. They pull us over.
Thank you. They don't do it, they pull us over.
You know what they...
We're the only ones that they do that shit.
Reverse racism. That's what that is.
It's not reverse. No such thing as reverse racism, my brother.
When a black man is harassing another black man...
It's still racism. Because they're operating on a system that is racist. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
they themselves, when they're in that position, they become racist. Yeah. And that's how they train them.
They forget who they are.
That's how they train them. There's a book by a former cop, his name is Nam Stamper, it's called Breaking Bad. And he talks about how these black police officers, when they go to police training, right, they're trained to see black people as the enemy also.
Yeah, they
work. So what they do, they disconnect their connection to the community that they grew up in and to the people. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one that's saying that. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, and that's the feeling of most black people, right? So I'm not the only one that's saying it. So like I said, I know what I'm talking about, okay? There ain't no, you know, they can't say, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I lived it. You talk about a lived experience. You know what I'm saying? Where cops are threatening to shoot teenagers because you exercising your rights. You know what I'm saying? And they're allowed to, you heard what he said, right? They're allowed to get away with it. They deputize them. And so they show themselves like they do, particularly when I start talking about what I see and what I experience, is to let me know, hey, there ain't nothing we can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. So like, yes, I can do something about it. I'm going to expose it so the world can see. And eventually the world is going to wake up and realize what's going on, that they are being played, that they are being manipulated. Right? You can use your sirens all you want. Right? The world is going to realize and see that they are being played, that they are being manipulated, that the United States have engaged in cognitive warfare not only against its own citizens and those living in the United States, but against our allies. Okay, against our very own allies. All right. So anyhow, so I was talking about Pam. So again, they're gonna say, "Oh, he's talking about Pam. He's upset." It's not obsession. It's about exposing what is just being done, and exposing how they use people, how they use other people, how they use honey traps to manipulate. Right, and how they manipulate the minds of black women. This is why you see, again, majority of children raised in single parents household, they're failing in school because of what they're doing to the minds of our women. Our women are also being manipulated. They're being given honey traps and being set up. Right? Did you guys realize that? I even know that posted an article on Facebook that talks about how particularly young black people, don't get tested for STDs. Even when they go to the doctor, they're pediatricians. They don't test them for STDs, which should be mandatory. Particularly for teenagers, but in the black community, it's not. In the white community, they test them for STDs. But in the black community, they don't. And I talk about the weaponization of these things. People don't want to listen, right? When you look at year after year, the people who transmit and contract the most STDs are young black people in particular, right? Go look at the statistics. It's year after year. Now, why is that? Why, particularly within the churches, why don't the church take this seriously? Because again, they are hoping that you get some types of STDs so that they can manipulate you and then they can try to bring you to Christ. All right? They want to do you harm and to we do each other harm so they can engage in their cursive persuasion program, right? So they can, the microchipping and all this shit. This is how they infiltrated the church to manipulate the minds of the pastors and the preachers and the members, right? To engage, to not pay attention, to not teach young people certain things, right? We as black people, we will sacrifice our young people based off of our religious belief, which no other group of people ever do, except for us, right? Because we care more about and we love Jesus more than we love our own children and ourselves, all right? So anyway, so when Pam came in, of course she started to do the targeting stuff, stand up in front of me, doing the same shit, doing the palm fixation drill, the same shit that she does, same shit. So like I said, it makes no difference no matter what I try to tell her or even say to her. And again, there's nothing I say to her is anything negative. I said because I said to her, listen, you have to have a more conscious mind. And I talked to her seriously. She's like, oh, you don't talk to me, you talk at me. I have to talk at you because you don't listen. So I know for her, like sometimes she roll her eyes into certain things. And I said, listen, the way how you living right now should tell you that I'm right. I'm not wrong. Everything that I've told you is happening to you, but you don't want to listen. So that's your business. I said, and like I told her, I said, you're the mother of my child, and I wish you all the best. Believe me. That's why I try to support you. But what it is with you is that you don't want support. Or at least you want support in a way. Look, you're first to the apartment driving out. 71st precinct, like I was just talking about. All right? And like I said to her, is that, you rather follow the advice of people who don't know you, right? Because they only, the people that know you, like your friends, they only know what you put in front of them. They don't truly know you like I know you, right? I said, I've never shy away from telling you, like I'm not going to be your narcissistic supply. I don't care. You can not like me. You can do whatever. That's fine. Okay? I care more about you than as opposed to me trying to get in a relationship with you or anything like that. I care more about you than that. But I need you to understand that you are the mother of my kids. And I got to make sure that you're okay. Not just physically, but mentally. All right? So it is what it is, man. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.